Welcome to One World Radio with your host, New York City's own DJ Joey.
Welcome back to One World Radio. I'm your host, DJ Joey. Today, we have a special guest. Please welcome More Soup, please.
Yo, what's going on? I like the crowd. I can't hold you. My name More Soup, please. Just call me Soup. You see me in the streets. Don't think you gotta say More Soup, please. That shit is kind of annoying. More Soup, please. I'm like, I ain't got nothing for you. But what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Chilling. Good.
How's the pandemic been treating you?
Good.
It's been good?
Yeah, can't complain.
That's good, man. That's good. Hopefully, the pandemic continues as we get Trump out of office.
That is a fact. For those who don't know Soup, tell them a little bit about yourself.
I'm a creative. I guess my community favor, my community acknowledgement is that I'm a DJ. I've been rocking a lot of Brooklyn nightclub scenes for the past 3-4 years. Lot 45, Kinfolk, Shemansky's, elsewhere, doing everyday people, just being around, at the end of the day, it's sonic therapy for me. That's where I really see, what I want to say, how people see me. People see me as a DJ, but I do more than just DJ, yo. Yeah. I literally just started DJing just because I count music. I played cello when I was younger. I did ballet for 3 years when I was younger. I count music. So I was doing photography for Afropunk.
Okay.
And I was just sitting here like, oh, this DJ's fucking up. I'm like, you should have dropped on
no
the 1.
Way.
Why? In my head, I'm like, why are you dropping on the 3? Why are you trying to blend in the middle of the verse? Start a new song. Why are you playing 2 beat patterns over one another? They match, they line up. They definitely don't. They're different. It sounds like a car wreck in my head. But
this is live?
This is live. I'm sitting here in my head I should be looking into this because I feel I could do this better. When I'm confident in something, I go for it.
Okay.
My boy taught me June 21st, 2015 in his apartment. My boy Jay Cash, shout out to him. Shout out to the whole Inca Company family. And from there, I made mixes on SoundCloud because I couldn't just jump in, try to play in front of people because that's disrespectful to the culture. So I just made mixes on SoundCloud, and then I end up with this group, Inca Company, this label based in Brooklyn. That's the home team. They hit me and was like, yo, we going to London. And then your name was brought up. People was hitting me up on SoundCloud from across the pond, like, yo, come out to London. Went out there. Then came back after playing a SoundClash out there. Came back and got booked, started getting booked because people could see. It's a Jimi Hendrix effect. You get popping somewhere else, and now all of a sudden the whole team wasn't trying to fuck with you.
Yeah.
So came back and started playing, opening at Kinfolk, started playing at Shemansky's, and then not too long, we did a event at Shemansky's when we had J-Rob headlining and a bunch of homies playing. Mike Nasty was actually referred to through a friend, and we had him.
Shout out to Mike.
Yeah, that's my brother right there. Shout out to Mike, ugly ass. We had him come out and open because he just offered to open. I seen him DJ and I was like, yeah, you never opening again, and we about to take over the city because I had everything to prove, but I had the know-how, the loops in to be able to all right, let's get in here in the spot. So as soon as I got into spots, I was like, I'm putting Mike on with me. We went to Kinfolk, was turning that shit up. Came residents of Shemansky's when they started doing the Thursday parties, playing with Vashti, playing with everybody.
Yeah.
Chase B, Mo Beats, Big Sean's DJ, shout out to him. Complexion came through. We played with Esther, played with Mr. Carmack, played everybody, man. Andre Power, whole selection crew, they coming through. Shout out Julio, shout out Joe K, Andres, shout out all of them. We was doing that, and then we was doing Kinfolk, doing Grammy Family, and then all of a sudden, this programmer that left for a while came back into town. He was with Lot 45. He's like, what's up?
I heard Lot 45 is popping.
Soup, you trying to be a resident? And I'm like, at this point, me and Mike is DJing everything together. I'm like, yo, I got to decline if you're not going to take Mike with me.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. You should be networking across and, helping your team get on. So at that point, all my success as a DJ in Brooklyn, in terms of, the way it is now, I really got to owe to Mike. Him just sitting there knowing how he's a seasoned DJ, been DJing for 10 plus years and shit. So I'm like, all right, we gonna follow his lead. Bruh, I learned so much in the last 3 years DJing them parties at Lot 45. We had like line around the block.
Yep.
It's winter time. There's a line around the block. We was bringing everybody in, and it was beautiful. There's definitely a time for transition right now as we take this hiatus from New York nightlife. And when shit opens back up, you're gonna see. You're gonna see a lot of things change. There's gonna be a lot of weeding out people who are like, I don't want to say like are bad DJs, but you know, you have all this time and you're expecting the people. Don't say people to be a lot better, but they ain't gonna put the time in. You're gonna see who really been working. You know, that's me on the DJ tip. Yeah. I do photography. I make beats. I play ball. I'm a pro slap boxer. I'll smack you.
Oh,
so play around.
Hey, you know that.
His hands work. Tank Davis uppercut. That's pretty much it, man. This whole pandemic is really giving me a time to like just slow down. I haven't had time to slow down in the last 4.5 years, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Feels good to be like, oh, Thursday, I don't got DJ tonight.
Yeah.
I ain't got DJ tomorrow night. Yeah. I ain't got a DJ Saturday night. No day party Saturday. No day party Sunday. It's been a blessing to just be able to enjoy your time and just understand like what's important. Like I know as things pick up, you know, I'm gonna sacrifice this free time I'm used to now to just like go and get in the bag, because we're gonna be able to in New York to make more money than we ever have been able to, just because it's like it's been a stop on the current of tourism, of people coming into New York and feeding the economy. So it's just like when Broadway opened up, when nightlife opened up, all these industries is gonna make New York skyrocket economically. And as a DJ, we have the most as a New York DJ, we have the advantage because we have more venues out here. A lot of venues closed, unfortunately, because of the freeze and the way that, like, you know, Trump mishandled money getting into small businesses. But, you know, it's also going to shape a lot of new venues to emerge that are hopefully open to, like, you know, not being elitist and trying to keep black people out of their venues, but they want to play black music, you know, like. I never understood that, or like in our community, we have DJs that, you know, they want to play black music and they want to kind of impose and appropriate the culture, but then when it come down to it, like they not even booking black DJs. Like it'd be all like just lineups of your friends, and I put your friends on this shit, but what are you doing this? Doing this to look cool to your friends, or are you doing this to like build up the culture and like hold on to tradition? Because at the end of the day, like, I'm trying to be respected by people who've been doing this for years, you know? Like, I could sit there and say, like, Static Selector has told me I'm one of his favorite DJs, you know? He brought DJ Premier to fucking, We Like the Party, you know, Mike's party he was doing with Phil Leeds, Pharrell's ex-manager, and it's just crazy. He brought DJ Premier into the party. And I'm just like, oh, I'm just hyped, man. Primo, nigga, like, oh, hey, man, thank you so much for everything you've done for the culture. He's like, oh, you soup, yeah, you know. Static says you got soul, so it's just like that's what I'm looking forward to, man. Like just being able to look at people I looked up to as idols or research, and I see as idols, and be able to understand that they my peers now. I'm not trying to be fanboy, and I'm not a fan, yo. I'm at the table. I'm here to eat. I got my own plate. I got my own utensils, and I might have cooked something too. What's up? You might want to eat off my dish to go rap. So that's how I look at it, man. And but in the short terms, that's me. That's me, y'all. What's good?
If you don't know, now you know. So knowing that now, what were some of your influences, you know, growing up, you know, just starting out, how to, you know, learn how to DJ? What were some of your influences, you know, growing up?
Music. I mean, duh. My dad and my brother, my mom, like everyone, all my family, like their musical influences and their taste rubs off on me. Like I may not have been completely into a certain genre, but I'm aware and exposed, and like I understand it. You know, I grew up on R&B. I don't really think there's a lot of people that could play R&B better than me, to be honest. It's just what it is, and it's arguable. But I love R&B. I grew up, you know, Hot 97 WBLS, The Quiet Storm, 10 p.m., you know, it's slow. You listen to radio, Aaliyah on there, 10 p.m., you ain't got to wait for it. You go on the radio now at 10 p.m., it's nothing but bullshit. It should be Donnell Jones, and it's New York, and it should always just stay that tradition. But I grew up on that. I grew up old school as well. Soul, Marvin Gaye. We talking about Al Green. I love Al Green. Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, fucking Prince. I mean, the list go on. Quincy Jones.
Shout out to Quincy.
I listen and I know by heart a lot of music in terms of movie soundtracks. You know, like fun fact, I could recite dialogue from damn near any Disney movie. You know, before 2005. That's just what it is. Maybe possibly songs too, full verse and chorus. But yeah, music has been an influence in my life throughout everything. I was always making playlists in college. I was throwing parties in college and always just listening to music in high school, mixtape era and shit. Like like I don't want to say I'm a relic. I'm only 30, but like
still young.
I've been paying attention to music for a long time. You know, like I remember watching Big's Recession on TV and like having emotional attachment to it, like not really fully understanding the magnitude of it, but being 6 years old and just like watching like and crying like damn Big died, you know. Watching Jay-Z progress into what he is today, you know, being a Hove head that hated Nas and then being converted in college, like oh Nas was the truth. You know, I met Jay Elect. He performed in my school 10 years ago. SUNY Purchase. We had Drake. The night he read off the Blackberry at our school. We had Kendrick Lamar. We booked Kendrick Lamar for $2,500. He brought Absol for free. First East Coast show.
Dope.
Telling everyone in the school, campus wide, email and shit. Oh yeah, it's the next person up. I tell you, man, school population at 30,000. On campus population of like maybe 7,000. I tell you, only 30 people showed up to that show.
Damn.
It's the most intimate shit I ever like been a part of. It's one of the greatest. But now everyone is like, oh, that's Kendrick. Oh, I'm like, the fuck up. You know, like, yeah, stuff like that, man. Like that's my musical influence. It's just being able to be around it, watch it grow and watch it progress. Now, you know, today's music I do appreciate, you know, for what it is in the moment, what it is to like the people, you know, like I keep it a stack with you and everyone gonna hate me for saying that. When Pop Smoke first dropped, I didn't understand it. I ain't like it. Because I was like, you know, I'm just so desensitized from, like, the stupid music that is being made today. But, you know, after, like, really listening and just understanding, like, it's not about, like, the quality of music. And he does make good music. It's about can you shift the culture? You know, a lot of bad music has come out in the past 5 years. But you're not going to be able to say that, like, Pop Smoke did not make a movement. And he's going to be bookmarked in history for the rest of time because he made a movement. It was a movement. Like, the energy. Like, Sheck West, he made a movement. Like, he definitely did. I mean, he done now, but, like, he made a movement. You couldn't escape that song, you know? Like, so, in today's, I don't think a lot of music today is going to be timeless. It's going to stand the test of time. I don't think we're going to be talking about a lot of these songs a year from now. Nonetheless, like years from now, decades from now. But, you know, I know Pop Smoke is going to make it in terms of being timeless. We're going to be listening to that and be like, dang, like, you know, what could have been. Shit.
For sure.
But if I had to go with musical influences that, like, really help define me, I'm a Dilla head. I'm a boom bap, anything that's 90s hip-hop, you know, Tribe. I love lyricists, you know. We go Biggie, we go Pac, we go Hove, we go Jay Elect, Toby Nigwe is fire, Andre 3 Stacks. Busta has just really made a push into my top 5.
Oh yeah,
and a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm just like, bro, his catalog is unbeatable. There's not that many people who could go on the verses with him. He's never made a bad song. He's never had a bad verse. And he's always been relevant for years. Over decades. Like, he just dropped the album of the year. Unless Kendrick drops, he has album of the year. You know, because Kendrick, you already know, he got a couple of Nipsey verses in there. He probably made a song for Kobe. He's on Busta's album, so, you know, Busta's on that album. So, you know, these tracks about to be crazy, but Kendrick is the best right now at making an experience for the listener throughout the whole album. And that's what Bust did, and it was pretty much a sequel to, like, the first Extinction Level event, you know, back in the day. So it's just crazy. The only person who go toe-to-toe with Bust on a verses is Missy.
Okay.
Niggas talking about T.I., and I'm like, don't get me wrong, I like T.I., but I'm like, bro.
Missy?
Oh, T.I. ain't making it out of Busta features. I'm not even gonna hold you. I love T.I. too, but T.I. not making it out of Busta features. Like Busta was on Flavor in Your Ear. You feel me? Like Make Your Body Wet. We talking about just features. We not even talking about Busta songs yet. Remixes and shit. Yeah, like but I always love hip hop, love R&B, I love New York sound. Like I love I'm falling in love again with house. I grew up in New York. I'm from Newark, New Jersey, but I moved to Mount Vernon when I was in the 8th grade, and I grew up in New York, so the whole New York 2000s reggae dancehall shit, like I know that I grew up in that. You know, to now Afrobeat being the new reggae, you know, and really taking New York by storm because there's such an African presence out here. Like Afrobeat,
they out here.
Yeah, they out here and shit. I understand what I got to play for the crowds that I'm around. I can see my people, and it's just beautiful to be able to play and like really see your people vibe with you, man. I'm telling you, if there's anything you could take away from DJing, like don't get me wrong, the turntablist stuff and the juggling and the scratching, that shit cool, but it's like just being able to play music and you turn down the volume and people singing shit, screaming with you. Like, it just is the control that you have. That's the shit I feed off of, man.
It's different.
Shit is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, I keep on talking. I'm the filibuster. I'll just keep on talking. You know, stop me asking some questions, bro.
Can you tell us a little bit about Street Mag?
Street Dreams. So, Street Dreams. Shit. Sorry. I was looking at something on my phone. Street Dreams Mag. So it's funny. I was chasing when I started doing photography at the basketball stop. I mentioned before I played ball in college. I'm an athlete. Played ball in college D3. So you purchase, I'll give you buckets. I'll cook you
30 piece.
So at the basketball stop, I needed something to do. I picked up a camera and I started shooting. And I was looking. I know I was in the selection at the time, so I was like, you know, just really getting being made aware of like their presence, and then from there they were like cross-pollinated with Street Dreams. I'm like, oh well, I like photography and like I like these dudes' music and like they fuck with the photography dudes. So you know, just really starting to understand what was on Instagram, understand what's on the internet, and you know, I always admired Steve and admired like Black Soap, Insightful, Dave Krugman, Dane Isaacs. Like these are all like the OG social media dudes, Visual by Pierre, Joe Cav. These are dudes who've been, you know, in the train tunnels taking pictures and shit, you know, like, so they pay their dues. And as I started to DJ and get popping, and I got reached out to by Steve and by Eric.
Steve Sweatpants?
Yeah, Steve Sweatpants and Eric. You know, Eric's based in Vancouver, but he's the other half of the brainchild of the Street Dreams, and he definitely asked me to just come on, DJ this first party, I DJ this party, and I ended up DJing with Andre. And to keep it a stack, Andre's one of the people who told me a week prior to me learning to DJ, he's like, yeah, you should learn how to DJ, man, because I was just like being a fucking fan, like, yo, man, you know, you're great and whatnot, like, and shit. He's like, bro, you should get into it. So shout out to Dre for that. But at the Street Dreams joint, yeah, shout out to Dre for that. At the Street Dreams joint, is a Freehold. It was just great to see a mass of people that like do shit I do. We in the photos, we like music, and like to see you worked on your craft and you like actually controlling people that you actually fuck with outside of that. It's not just because of music. So that was good. They told me, yo, you know, come on a team and, you know, DJ for the squad. So it was just like a dream come true because I'm a photographer first, you know, then a DJ. So to know that like I'm rolling with a squad who's like, you know, pushing the boundaries on the visual tip, but also cultivating a community of creatives that like, you know, creating a safe space so like people could just connect with one another and work and cross-pollinate. It was just great. Like we went to Tokyo already. They went to Vancouver. I ain't going on that trip, but we went to Montreal. We was there for the NBA Finals.
How was that?
Toronto won. We was in Montreal. Shit was crazy. It was apartment 200. I don't know why I was about to say apartment 78 uptown. I haven't been uptown in a minute. Apartment 200, shout out to those guys. The one that was the original one. And fucking K Tronada's in the party. While niggas is DJing. K Tronada chilling in the party. I'm like, bruh. That was crazy. But Street Dreams has been a driving force. They definitely changed the way I see things in terms of how to approach things as a photographer. What you want to capture and what you want your voice to be is something I've taken away from like being around Steve and like getting to know Raheem Black Soap and all the other homies. Shout out AP the Angel. Through Street Dreams, we've connected on many things, and basketball has been a recurrent topic. Just talking about ball, where you shoot the shit. So we started a podcast called No Look Podcast. So we up to episode 3. We were talking about the pandemic. We talking about the bubble. Talking about this asterisk bubble season. If it's gonna be an asterisk to it, every couple games we checked in, and then we started for real during the playoffs, talking about shit. So we talked about Luka, we talked about Paul George getting sent home, talk about Patrick Beverly, Black Air Force Ones, talking about Lemon Pepper Lou, talking about Dame Time, talking about LeBron, AD, of course, champs, and Jimmy Butler, big face coffee, $20 a cup, all sizes. But it's just good to talk. So I do that podcast. It's actually, I want to say, coached by Morgan, the director of Street Dreams Radio. Then Steve Sweatpants is definitely in there in the room. We usually record in the crib, but it was chopping real quick like a ghost and like say some shit when he needs to say some shit. But then I pulled on my boy, of course, Mike Nasty. Brought in the local legend, goated legend of New York, AP the Angel. Hit the half-court shot at the Knicks game and got $1,000 in scratch-offs. Only the Knicks will do that to you. Mind you, I think 2 nights after, a night after, someone in Houston hit a half-court shot and got $100K. So I'll fuck with you, bro. AP can't beat me. Say that. So AP, and then we got my boy Rennie. I met Rennie when we was in Tokyo, and we were roommates in this little small ass room in Tokyo. But we was just talking about ball. He a Knicks fan. I'm like, I fuck with you, man. Like, we've been through a lot. It's all good. We gonna get through it. We ain't out the fire yet. Hopefully we get Chris Paul this year or something. But it's
hopefully.
Hey man, I hope so. But I feel like Chris Paul gonna end up getting dealt to LA. Damn. If they don't get D Rose, they gonna end up getting Chris Paul. One of them is getting a ring.
Right.
LeBron just trying to get niggas rings at this point. He's like, Melo, you want to jump on the ship? You're not going to get paid much, but, like, nigga, you get your ring. Like, you might as well do it. But, with Street Dreams, man, it's just a conglomerate of like-minded beings that, like, move creatively, I would say. We do a lot, and I'm just proud to be on the squad. So, it's like, we got Street Dreams. Of course, we got my home squad in good company. Then, I DJ with Mike. I DJ with my boy Checo Spins, Tiny Fox, the New York Fox, and I guess we call ourselves Family Ties. That's a group chat name and shit. But these are the homies, man. It's just good to be able to just make money with your homies and just like have that support as family. That's what it's about.
All right. So to close out, what advice would you give any upcoming DJs that wanna do their own thing, curate their own parties and stuff like that?
Ownership is important. So it's going to start small, man. One, practice. I would say before you're talking about ownership, practice. Own your craft. If this is what you're saying, what you want to do, you got to convince yourself that you're nice. You got to convince yourself and like not be conceited or overconfident, but you need to be humbled, but ready to go to work and put work in. You got to be diligent with it and actually treat it like anything else, that you love and you say you love, you want to do. Because this shit is not so much for you. Like, when you're DJing a party, it's a service you're doing for the people. People are working 80-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks, 40-hour weeks and whatnot, and they come into a party, they don't want to hear what you want to hear. You feel me? Like, they want to hear what they want to hear, and it's your job to be in tune to understand what people want to hear and to look at people. And look at 50 people at a time, be like, oh, they want to hear this. Oh, I could play this next song. I bet. Cool, you could sit there and give them 2 songs they want to hear, and then throw something in that's similar that fits the vibe that you want to hear. Yeah. Like, this isn't a Spotify playlist curated by you and you about to throw it out there and just, audio rate people. Nah. Like, this is doing the service of running a party as a DJ, and that's the only reason I even have success is, like, understanding that. Because I used to just come out and just play all the SoundCloud stuff in the world, swear to God, and all my homies, I go hit my homies up, yo, J-Rob, send me this, like, let me get this 320. Yo, saying, let me get this 320. Like, yo, what up, Kayla Maestro, what up? Yo, send me this. you know, and I'll just play it out. And that's cool. That's who open this set.
Yeah.
You know, like, but there's an opening, there's prime time, and then there's closing. So you got to sit there and understand the vibes on how to run it all. Because at the end of the day, you getting booked to run the party to make people drink, making the venue money. You know, making yourself money if you throw your own party. So now we're going to go over to ownership. Throw something. Throw your own event and grow it. If it's going to be 5 people and then the next time it's going to be 10 and the next time it's going to be 15, cool. You're going to have to put that work in. Because once you get to the point that you got a consistent crowd, like 50 people that's coming and shit, like, then you start to have leverage to be like, all right, bet people want to be in front of your crowd now. People want to, hey, I could come jump on and shit. That's what people do to me all the time. People up and down swear I curated Lot 45 like I was the gatekeeper, and like, nah, nigga, I just answer my email, I show up to work because I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's about ownership. Now people hitting me up talking about, not now, but I'm talking about back then, people was hitting me like, yo, what's up, when can I jump on that lot? I mean, now it's a vibe, it's our platform, and that's what you got to work on now. That's what you need to be having in the long-term goal, is creating a platform to leverage. Because at the end of the day, if you just are hoping that other people's going to book you, cool. We're going to see how much money you make. I'm not trying to do this as a hobby. I'm trying to do it to make money, to be able to, like, create capital, to invest, to be able to fund the lifestyle I want in the future. You know, this is not the only stream of income. That's why I say I do multiple things. But just be genuine with it, man. Don't do this shit because it look easy, or you see people like, oh, getting fame or whatever clout off of it.
Say that again.
Don't do it because you see stuff. You could see things, and it's so crazy with social media. You'll see things and automatically want things, and don't really understand why people even like have things. You just see it and want. And I feel like it's a big problem with like today's generation with influx of like, you know, being so heavily exposed and desensitized by social media, is that like, you see things and don't even have a real connection to really wanting it. You just want things because it's envy. And I'm like, nah, if you're gonna DJ, like, you could, I hope music does for anybody what it's done for me. It's taking me across seas, it's taking me to different cities, and it's helped put money in my pocket and like be able to feed myself and hold my lifestyle. I've been on the low of the low. I've been homeless. I've been like broke. You know, I'm still broke in the pandemic, but it's a pandemic. But again, just make sure you being genuine with it. Your intentions is genuine, because anything that you do with that type of genuine intent is gonna really pay off. You know, the universe and God gonna provide for it to work out if you really want it. Yeah. You're gonna sacrifice. You can't say, yo, I want to sit there and DJ, but I want to go to every party. You're not gonna be DJing though, because you at other parties. You ain't DJing your own party. You know, you're not gonna be able to go do everything. You're not gonna be able to like watch every basketball game. You're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to put the time in. You know, so that's it. Just make sure if you want to do it, it's a genuine intent, man. You gotta love it. You gotta do everything with it.
For real. Yeah. All right. For the people, they could follow you on Instagram at
More Soup Please. Twitter, More Soup Please. Website coming soon, moresouplease.me. What else am I on? SoundCloud, More Soup Please. Facebook, I don't use this shit like that, but More Soup Please. I think they put one of my tracks on YouTube, so you could definitely type me in and find me on YouTube. But that's pretty much it, yo. Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud is pretty much where you're going to get a couple of new mixes I'm going to be dropping soon. I've been working on some shit because I ain't dropped the mix in forever. I just be trying to make beats and drop shit. Them shits ain't hitting, but it's all good.
All right, those will be linked in the description below. And the next sound you will hear after this is Soup.
Bang, 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 bang.
Thanks for coming out, dog.
Yeah, thank you for having me, my G. Y'all enjoy the mix.